So we've had our test. How was it, Tom? Was it easy?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Hello, my name's Dave. Welcome to Have Wheels, Will Travel and part 2 of our series of videos based on our recent Princess Cruises Seacation coastal cruise from Southampton. In this part, we look at the COVID testing procedure, checking in, boarding and the rest of our first day on board the ship. We had a scheduled boarding time of 11:45 a.m. and so we had pre-booked a wheelchair accessible taxi from Freedom Cabs in plenty of time. The taxi was running a little late, but the driver called my wife to let her know, and we had booked the taxi to give us loads of time to get to the cruise terminal, which was only just under 1.5 miles from the hotel. On arriving at Ocean Terminal, we first booked our baggage in and then went to the designated foot passenger COVID test centre adjacent to Ocean Terminal. Those who booked parking at the port had to use a drive-through test centre at Mayflower Terminal. The COVID test itself was very simple, a swab taken from each nostril. Once this was complete, we received a text message to confirm we had successfully registered our details for the coronavirus test and then booked into a waiting area where the staff checked our documents and Medallion app Ocean Ready profile status. We had completed a lot of the booking in through the Medallion app already, which made this part of the embarkation process very quick and easy. However, if you hadn't done this, the staff were very helpful to book you in the traditional way. We're just waiting in this waiting area until we receive our text to tell us, hopefully, that we're all clear. Once booked in, we began the waiting game for what would hopefully be a negative test result. Fortunately, we all received the all clear test result within a minute or two of each other, and so we were invited to go through the security check. As Tom was in his wheelchair, a kind member of staff took us straight to a security check, so we didn't have to join the queue which snaked its way to the security desks. When we had cleared security, the only thing left to do was take the walk up the ramp to the ship entrance, where a final simple security test was made using our medallions. We had the warmest of welcomes by a series of ship staff once on board and continued to find our cabin to drop our hand luggage. On locating our cabin, room A301 on deck 12 Aloha, the door unlocked on detecting our presence through our medallions and allowed us entry to the room. We found the cabin a wheelchair accessible balcony room, adequately sized for Tom's needs, although compared to a standard balcony cabin it appears huge. As there were 3 of us sharing this room, we had 3 single beds, with one of those a bunk with access ladder. The balcony has a handy ramp which automatically fell into place when the balcony door was fully opened and returned when the door was closed. The balcony was only just deep enough to accommodate Tom's electric wheelchair and turn left or right, but this didn't really bother him as we spent our waking hours out of the cabin enjoying the ship's many amenities. The roll-in bathroom was well designed for a wheelchair user, with plenty of handrails and a handy fold-down shower bench to transfer to when showering. Both the cabin and bathroom doors are wider than standard, at least 34 and 35 inches respectively. The shower head was handheld for convenience, and of course there was a pull cord distress alarm. We watched a mandatory safety video on the cabin's TV together. We could have watched the safety video individually using a Medallion app, but it was more convenient for us to all watch it together and then visit our designated muster station where the staff would validate us as having watched the video. Our time was then our own. At this stage of the video, I need to ask if you'd be so kind to subscribe and select the notification bell to keep up to date with our videos. It really is appreciated. Our first call was for lunch at the fantastic Alfredo's restaurant, which has a modest but delicious selection of pastas and pizzas. Princess say it's named for our former master chef Alfredo Marzi and voted best pizza at sea by USA Today. This charming sit-down venue offers an exciting menu of freshly prepared, individually sized pizzas along with beer and wines by the glass. The open kitchen design allows you to watch the chefs create pizza by hand and serve them straight out of the oven. It's easy to assume this is a premium, pay extra restaurant, but it's actually included within the standard cruise fare. The food proved to be every bit as good as I hoped, and the staff seemed so happy to be serving us and providing just the right level of attentive service. I had even asked if one of the pizzas could be made as a calzone, and of course they were only too happy to oblige. After lunch, we put the Medallion class app through its paces by ordering drinks using our mobile phones. Service was prompt and efficient, but we often found ordering directly with the waiters was equally convenient and kept that good old interaction in place. There's even a message system within the Medallion class app where you can chat directly with staff. Again, our experience with this proved a success. Later, we readied ourselves for dinner, which we had booked using the app, and once at the restaurant, Concerto in our case, we were immediately led to a table of our choice. It's worth noting that the ship was nowhere near its full capacity, and so the restaurant was nowhere near full at the time we dined each evening. The food was delicious and served to us in a timely fashion, and although portion sizes were not huge, they were satisfactory when you consider how many courses you could have, up to 5 or 6. For the hungrier diner, the waiter would be happy to serve you additional courses should you desire. Once we had completed our dinner, we enjoyed a drink while watching the brilliant Meridian Band in the Vista Lounge situated on Deck 7 at the aft of the ship. Stay tuned for more videos in this series of our Princess Cruises Seacation sailing on board the Regal Princess.